Hello, everyone. This is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. Thank you very much for joining us. We are live streaming here out of the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom. We appreciate it. And we cover a wide range of topics. Today, we are talking about the flat fire going on over there in Central Oregon near Sisters. And we're bringing you live right now to that area to find out a little bit more about what's going on with that, give you an update. To do so, we've got Gerrit Zatendijk, who's joining us right now, who is the flat fire PIO out there. And Gerrit, thank you very much for joining us. We were just able to get you on right now. To start off, would you mind letting us know, where you're at there in relation to the fire?
Yeah, I am right really in the middle of the fire on what we call the Mountain View Road, right at the top of the canyon where the fire, when it started and then really started taking off, came out of the canyon up to the residential area.
Wow, so right there where really everything has been going on. So for those watching, at this point, what is the status of the fire and as far as the fight is going against that?
Yeah, we've been really fortunate. We had rain yesterday, which gave a great opportunity for all of our crews to strengthen the lines that have been built with bulldozers, hand lines. Today, we're getting winds picking up. Later in the week, we're going to have red flag warnings again. So we really are trying to take advantage of all that weather changing a little bit to our advantage and strengthening our line. So when these weather events start coming back, we have ambers don't going over the line, the fires, little flare-ups, don't continue this fire going. Right now we have fire line all the way around the entire fire. So we're really working on strengthening as much as we can, preparing homes still, making sure no hot spots are around anywhere of those homes.
So complete fire line completely around there, just to reiterate that.
Yep, that's correct. Yeah, they're not containment lines until they've held and we feel confident that the fire does not spread. But they are lines that are fire lines that have been dug. So there's a bulldozer line, including water, including roads that are all connected around the entire fire.
And how much would you say when you talk about actual containment, is there a percentage that you're at that you're at as far as containment?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So to the north of us, on the northern edge of the fire, we have 7% containment. So those lines were early on, and they've held the fire. So we've had some testing with the winds, with the hot weather, low humidities, and the fire has not moved. So then those turned into 7% of containment.
Okay, so that's good to know that we have partial containment on there. And you mentioned some of the homes and some of the people that have been, some people have been evacuated. I know some of that has changed. Could you give us an update on how many people are under an evacuation order, or if you anticipate that to change?
Yeah, so just last night, we know that the Sheriff's Office lowered evacuation levels around, and we're total about, I'd say 22,000, a little over 2,000 homes that are in evacuation level. At the height of this, we were close to 4,000.
So that's an improvement, I guess, then on that end, as far as down to 2,000 under that evacuation level. And do you anticipate that changing at all here over the next day or so, or when we get back into those red flag warnings later on in the week?
I anticipate they'll hopefully will go down. Fire managers, together with the Sheriff's Office and emergency managers are having a meeting. They do this every day, several times a day, continue to evaluate fire conditions, weather conditions, to see what they can do either to raise or lower. At 3 o'clock today, they're having another one of those meetings, and then they will decide if they leave things as is or lower, or if they have to raise them, which we don't like to see. So I feel confident that at minimum it'll stay as it is now. If not, there might be some areas that are going to a lower level.
That's good to hear. And when it comes to damage, do you know how many structures have been lost during this fire?
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, we had 4 residential homes that have been lost due to the fire. There were 7 other structures that could be as small as a pump house all the way up to a shop or anything like that. However, if we take that in comparison, at the height of the fire again, we had 827 homes in immediate threat of these flames. And having lost only 4 homes and 7 other structures is truly amazing.
Out of all of that, I mean, that's a testament to the work that you all are doing out there. And to that extent as well, can you tell us about what kind of crews are working on this and maybe some of the coordination between other organizations as well?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So, structure protection is being done by the state fire marshal, and due to the conflagration that was invoked by the governor, we assist the local fire agency. So we protect homes. That's really the thing we do. Really when the flames and the fire was really intense, we work together with Oregon Department of Forestry, who has contract hand crews. They have their own hand crews that worked alongside of us with alongside of these at these homes, local fire agencies, local emergency managers. We all came together, add air assets with the big planes and the helicopters. It was a huge team effort. One of the big success stories out here is because the homeowners have done a wonderful and an amazing job on preparing their homes and their properties for an event like this. So they created that defensible space that allowed our firefighters to move maybe quicker to another home that needed our protection more because they did such a good job. When the fire came through, it didn't burn as intense.
That's part of that preparation, as you mentioned, so defensible spaces and all of that to help you all out. Do you feel that you have, going forward, an adequate amount of resources and, I guess, access to different other organizations as you need?
Yeah, right now we're looking really good with really all around with all the agencies, support agencies, fire agencies, utilities, and we're working all together. If things change, we have to reevaluate, and we basically right-size the incident however we need to do that. So we can go up in resources, or we can send resources home back to their local home agencies, because we want to try to get them back home as soon as possible so they can protect their own community and have equipment there as well.
Anything else that you think is important just for the public to know about what's going on out there and the efforts that you all are undergoing there to control this fire?
Yeah, no, the big thing is, like, we still ask people to stay out, right? Adhere to the, especially the level 3 evacuation levels. Sign up for alerts no matter where you're at, no matter what disaster, could be local in Portland with a gas leak or a fire, or out here in Central Oregon with a big wildland fire. Those public alerts are a key to get quick information and alerted to an event.
And what's the best place to do that? Is that to find your local organization?
Yeah, you go online, and the emergency management pages of Sheriff's Office, local law enforcement, communities and cities. That's where you will find those. There is a statewide on the Oregon Emergency Management website where you can sign up through them, and you just put in your zip code and contact information.
Well, thank you very much for joining us today, just to update everybody on this, on what's going on out there. And thanks, again, for all of your efforts, and everybody out there who's fighting this and saving homes and lives in the process of doing that and getting this fire under control. Really appreciate your time and all your work.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
And for everybody watching, again, this is Fox 12 Now. We are live streaming here. We're going to go ahead and take a break, but we want to bring you this information as soon as we can, when we find out, when we have people like Harriet there, who's out there on the lines for that fire, to get you this information. If you want to follow along with anything else going on with this, we'll have, of course, that info at kptv.com. For you to update yourself. And if we find out any more information, important things to get to you, we will do that with you through this show. So make sure you have the Fox 12 Oregon app downloaded. We'll send out an alert. We'll let you know when we know on that. But we've got more scheduled for this afternoon. We're going to take a break for right now. We'll reset. We'll talk to you soon. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox.